My family greeted me in the hallway at my sister's wedding, then I exposed their lies. I walked away, unveiling their betrayal with one shattering truth. Will my silence topple their perfect facade? Hi, I'm Charlotte Hayes. I arrived at my sister's wedding expecting to celebrate, only to be seated in the hallway like an outsider, a cruel act by my family that exposed their lifelong disregard and shattered my sense of belonging. I left in silence, but one shocking revelation turned their perfect day upside down, proving my worth without a word. The summer afternoons in Burlington, Vermont, hum with a warm, golden glow, the kind that promises joy but can mask the sting of betrayal beneath its radiant light. I stood in the grand foyer of the Lakeview Resort, a luxurious lakeside venue with flower-filled gardens and soaring glass ceilings, my heart racing as I clutched the place card that confirmed my family's rejection. The air was thick with the scent of roses and polished wood, but the elegance of the setting was a cruel contrast to the humiliation that unfolded, a moment that would unravel the fragile ties I'd clung to for years. I'm a 35-year-old freelance illustrator, my work crafting vibrant book covers and editorial art a source of quiet pride, honed through years of late-night sketches and relentless passion in a small Boston studio. To my family, however, I'm the overlooked older sister, always eclipsed by my younger sister, Lauren, the radiant star of our small-town Massachusetts world. At 30, Lauren is their pride elegant, charismatic, her every move celebrated, while I've been relegated to the shadows. My artistic career dismissed as doodling no one bothered to understand. Growing up in Concord, an hour from Boston, I was the quiet one, dressed in simple cardigans and jeans, my sketchbook, my constant companion. My dreams of art school met with shrugs, Charlotte's artsy, not practical. Family gatherings, Thanksgiving, Christmas, summer picnics were a showcase for Lauren's beauty, her charm, her latest accomplishments, while I received vague nods, Charlotte's doing something with pictures. My parents, Thomas and Margaret, never asked about the book deal I landed with a major publisher or the exhibitions I'd curated. Their focus fixed on Lauren's modeling gigs and socialite boyfriends, my efforts invisible, my presence tolerated but never cherished. I'd always believed that if I played the supportive sister, smiled through their indifference, and showed up for every milestone, they'd eventually see me, that one day they'd look at me with the same pride they showered on Lauren. I'd contributed to family expenses, sending $2,000 monthly for their mortgage and utilities, totaling $48,000 over 2 years, plus $5,000 for Lauren's portfolio shoots and $3,000 for Mom's home upgrades, my savings drained to keep them afloat while Lauren built her brand. I never complained, thinking it was my role as the independent daughter, hoping my sacrifices would earn a place in their hearts. But at Lauren's wedding, that hope was crushed. I arrived in a wine-colored dress, chosen to blend in, not to steal the spotlight. My intention simple: celebrate my sister, smile for photos, and play the kind older sister I'd always been. The betrayal came swiftly. At the reception desk, the staffer's smile faltered when I gave my name, Charlotte Hayes. She scanned the list, her hesitation palpable, then announced, "You're in the hallway area, near the coat check." I blinked. Confused, the hallway. She nodded, pointing to a spot outside the banquet hall, far from the chandeliers and floral centerpieces. The seating chart confirmed it Mom and Dad at the head table, Lauren's friends and her fiancé's colleagues inside, but my name, Table H, hallway, was a deliberate slight. "There's a mistake," I said, voice steady despite the burning in my chest. The staffer's awkward smile said otherwise. "No mistake, that's your assigned spot." I approached Mom, adjusting Lauren's veil, their laughter a stark contrast to my turmoil. "Mom, I'm seated in the hallway," I said, hoping for an explanation. She shrugged, dismissive. "We prioritized close family, Charlotte." "Don't make a fuss," Lauren chimed in, her smile sharp. "It's just a mix-up, no big deal." "Dad, Thomas joined, his tone curt. "It's just a seat, don't ruin Lauren's day." The word grateful from Mom. "You should be grateful you're invited." Cut like a knife. My role reduced to an outsider, my presence an inconvenience. I smiled, empty, and walked away, my heels clicking on the marble floor. The place card in my hand, Charlotte Hayes. Table H, a mocking reminder of their disregard. In the hallway, Lauren confronted me, her veil fluttering, her tone dripping with mockery. "You're so sensitive, Charlotte." "It's just a seat," I replied, voice steady. "It's not the seat, it's how you all treat me." She laughed. "Cruel. You're desperate for approval. It's sad." I countered, "What's sad is you tearing me down to feel loved." Mom and Dad appeared, brushing off my pain. "Don't overreact." "Charlotte." I turned away, clarity replacing hurt, my diary capturing the moment. They don't want me. I'm done. I'd given $48,000 my heart, my time, only to be seated in the hallway, a stranger in my own family. Burlington's evening was warm, my resolve a quiet fire, their rejection a wound I'd turn into strength, a vow to walk away, setting the stage for a truth that would unravel their perfect day. The humiliation of being seated in the hallway at Lauren's wedding lingered as I sat in my Boston apartment. The memory of my family's dismissal, a sharp wound that refused to fade. The summer evening was soft, the city's lights twinkling through the window, casting a warm glow over the hardwood floors, but the air was heavy with the scent of lavender tea and the weight of betrayal. My diary lay open on the coffee table, its pages a raw chronicle of their rejection, urging me to reflect on the years I'd spent in Lauren's shadow, pouring my heart and resources into a family that never saw me, a realization that crystallized in the cold marble hallway of the Lakeview Resort. The sting of Mom's "you should be grateful" and Lauren's mocking. "You're so sensitive," echoed, a painful reminder of the favoritism that had defined my life, setting the stage for a moment that would expose their true colors. Growing up in Concord, Massachusetts, I was always the quieter sister, overshadowed by Lauren's radiant charm. At 30, Lauren was the family's golden child, elegant, charismatic, her every move celebrated at family gatherings like Christmas or 4th of July barbecues, where relatives fawned over her modeling photos, her dazzling smile, her latest high-profile boyfriend. "Lauren, you're a star," they'd say, or "that new guy's a catch." I was the afterthought, my illustration work dismissed as artsy nonsense, my simple style cardigans, minimal makeup and constant sketching earning me labels like introverted or odd. My parents, Thomas and Margaret, never asked about the book cover I designed for a best-selling novel or the art gallery show I curated in Boston. Their focus fixed on Lauren's social media fame and glamorous lifestyle, my achievements invisible, my role confined to the sidelines, a ghost in their narrative of Lauren's perfection. For years, I'd supported them financially, believing it was my duty as the independent daughter, the one who could handle it while Lauren built her brand with erratic modeling gigs. I sent $2,000 monthly for their mortgage and utilities, totaling $48,000 over 2 years, plus $5,000 for Lauren's portfolio shoots, $3,000 for Mom's kitchen remodel, and $2,500 for Dad's medical bills, my savings drained to keep them afloat. They never asked if I could afford it, never questioned the strain it placed on my freelance income, assuming I'd always step in, my contributions as automatic as the bank transfers I'd set up. I kept a meticulous record in my diary, each entry a silent hope for recognition $2,000 sent. Maybe they'll see me. But they didn't. They took it for granted, never thanking me, never asking about the late nights I worked to fund their comfort, my sacrifices as unseen as my presence at their table. The wedding was the breaking point, a public declaration of their disregard that stripped away the illusions I'd clung to. I'd arrived at the Lakeview Resort in a wine-colored dress, chosen to blend in, my intention to celebrate Lauren, to smile for photos, to be the supportive sister despite their indifference. But the place card table H hallway area was a deliberate slight, confirmed by the staffer's awkward smile. No mistake. I confronted Mom, adjusting Lauren's veil, her laughter with Lauren a stark contrast to my pain. We prioritized close family. Charlotte. Don't make a fuss. Lauren's sharp smile. Just a mix-up, and Dad's curt, don't ruin her day, deepened the wound. Mom's, you should be grateful you're invited a knife to my heart, reducing me to an outsider, my contributions meaningless. In the hallway, Lauren's mockery. You're desperate for approval. Its sad cut deeper. Her words a mirror of the family's lifelong favoritism. I countered, what's sad is you tearing me down to feel loved, but Mom and Dad dismissed me. Don't overreact? I walked away, clarity replacing hurt, my diary capturing the moment. They don't see me. I'm done trying. I'd given $48,000, $7,000 for Lauren's brand, $5,000 for Mom's upgrades, only to be cast aside. My presence an inconvenience. Boston's evening was calm. My resolve a quiet fire, their rejection a wound I'd turn into strength. A vow to leave, unaware that a single conversation would soon unravel their perfect facade, exposing a truth that would redefine their narrative. The hallway of the Lakeview Resort became a crucible for truth, where my family's rejection at Lauren's wedding collided with an unexpected ally, setting the stage for a revelation that would dismantle their facade. In my Boston apartment, the summer night was serene, the city's lights glimmering through the window, casting a soft glow over the hardwood, but the air was thick with the scent of cedar and the weight of that day's betrayal. My diary lay open on my desk, its pages a vivid record of the wedding's humiliation, urging me to reflect on the moment I stood up, not with words, but with a quiet resolve that sparked a chain of events exposing Lauren's deceit. The memory of Mom's "you should be grateful" and Lauren's cruel "you're sad" burned, but a conversation with the groom and his mother shifted everything, revealing a truth that would unravel their perfect wedding. The wedding day had begun with hope, my wine-colored dress a careful choice to blend in, my intention to celebrate Lauren despite years of being overshadowed. But the place card table H hallway area was a deliberate act of exclusion, confirmed by the staffer's awkward smile. No mistake. I confronted Mom, her dismissal. We prioritized close family and Lauren's mockery. Just a mix-up cut deep. Dad's don't ruin her day, sealing my isolation. In the hallway, Lauren's taunt. You're desperate for approval and Mom's don't overreact confirmed their disregard. My $48,000 in family support, $2,000 monthly for mortgage and utilities, $7,000 for Lauren's shoots meaningless. I walked away, my heels clicking on the marble, my diary capturing the moment. They don't want me. I'll leave. As I sat on a bench near the coat check, clutching my purse, a voice broke the silence, Charlotte. It was Ryan Mitchell, the groom, his tux slightly rumpled, a champagne flute in hand, his dark hair tousled from stress. Sitting here doesn't suit you, he said, eyes narrowing. I laughed dryly. Your family decided I'm not worthy of a seat inside. He hesitated, then asked, has Lauren ever said anything about me that seemed off? His question caught me off guard, his tone heavy with doubt. She's controlling, I said carefully, recalling her sharp jabs at family gatherings, her habit of dismissing others to shine. You might not know the real Lauren. Before I could elaborate, a commanding presence approached Evelyn Mitchell, Ryan's mother, her navy gown elegant, her platinum hair in a sleek bun, her eyes sharp with purpose. She held a phone, her voice steady. If you're unsure, Ryan, these messages will clarify. She handed him the device, and as he scrolled, his face shifted confusion, anger, betrayal. She's been training me, he whispered, voice cracking. She told her friend I'm predictable, that she'll control everything house, money within months. Evelyn nodded. She planned a divorce consultation before the wedding, aiming to secure your assets. I sat silent, stunned, as the messages revealed Lauren's scheme manipulating Ryan, dismissing Evelyn as a rich old woman, plotting to dominate their wealth. Evelyn glanced at me, her voice soft. "Thank you for not turning away, Charlotte." I nodded, my heart heavy but resolute. The diary's truth a quiet anchor, I spoke. "The truth will speak louder." Ryan's pain mirrored my own, his trust in Lauren shattered, just as mine had been by my family's rejection. The hallway was a liminal space, a crossroads where buried truth surfaced. Lauren's deceit exposed not by me, but by her own words. Boston's night was still, my resolve a quiet fire, their betrayal a wound I'd turn into strength, a vow to let the truth unfold, knowing it would reshape their perfect wedding in ways they'd never anticipated. The Lakeview Resort's Grand Hall became a stage for truth, where Lauren's wedding, meant to be her crowning moment, unraveled under the weight of her own deceit, sparked by a quiet stand I didn't plan but couldn't avoid. In my Boston apartment, the summer evening was calm, the city's lights twinkling through the window, casting a soft glow over the hardwood, but the air was heavy with the scent of lavender tea and the memory of that chaotic day. My diary lay open on my couch, its pages a vivid record of the wedding's climax, urging me to reflect on the moment my family's facade crumbled, not by my hand, but by the truth I'd helped uncover. The sting of being seated in the hallway, "Mom's, you should be grateful," and Lauren's, "You're sad," burned, but the revelation in the conference room, driven by Ryan and Evelyn, turned their world upside down, affirming my worth in a way I'd never expected. The wedding had begun with my hope to celebrate, my wine-colored dress a nod to humility. But the place card, Table H, hallway area, was a deliberate exclusion, confirmed by Mom's dismissal. We prioritized close family. Lauren's mockery, "You're so sensitive," and Dad's, "Don't ruin her day," deepened the wound. My $48,000 in family support, $2,000 monthly, $7,000 for Lauren's brand, meaningless. In the hallway, Lauren's taunt, "You're desperate," met my reply. "You tear me down to feel loved, but Mom and Dad's don't overreact," sealed my decision to leave. As I sat near the coat check, Ryan's question "Has Lauren seemed off?" and Evelyn's revelation of damning messages shifted everything, exposing Lauren's plan to manipulate Ryan and secure his family's wealth, a truth I'd confirmed with my own observations. We moved to a private conference room on the resort's second floor, the air heavy with tension, the hum of the AC and a faint breeze through an open window, the only sounds. Ryan sat at the table, eyes blank, clutching the phone with Lauren's messages. Evelyn stood behind him, her hand a steady anchor on his shoulder, her navy gown a symbol of her unyielding resolve. I sat to the right, hands folded, heart pounding, my diary's truth a quiet guide. The truth will speak. The door opened, and Lauren entered with Mom, Margaret, her confidence faltering, eyes flickering with caution. "What's going on?" Lauren asked, voice high. Ryan stood, pulling a white envelope from his jacket petition to annul the marriage. "I've signed it." The room fell silent, Mom gasping, hand over mouth, Lauren stepping back, lips trembling. "You're joking," she said, but Evelyn's voice cut through. "We read your messages. Lauren." Every word about manipulating Ryan, dismissing me, planning a divorce. Ryan's voice trembled with hurt. "You called me predictable, said you'd control everything house, money within months." Lauren's defense. They were jokes crumbled as Evelyn revealed a divorce consultation filed before the wedding. Dad, Thomas, entered, his face heavy. "Is this true?" Lauren. She froze, unable to answer. He turned to Mom. "Did you know?" She shook her head, voice weak. "I didn't think she could." Thomas faced me, eyes meeting mine for the first time in years, Charlotte. I'm sorry. I've been silent too long. Lauren exploded. You're taking her side. She's jealous, always dragging me down. Ryan gripped the table. You did this, Lauren, not her. Evelyn's calm was chilling. You never wanted to be a Mitchell, just what we had. Lauren turned to me, eyes blazing. This is your fault, Charlotte, I replied, voice steady. You did this to yourself, Lauren. The truth carries its own weight. Mom stepped forward, voice breaking Lauren. I can't defend you anymore. Lauren stood frozen, fear in her eyes, not of being caught, but of losing control. Her perfect image shattered before the family she'd manipulated. The conference room's tension spilled into the reception hall, where Lauren stormed, disheveled, screaming, You're destroying me! Guests fell silent, music fading. As Ryan declared, you destroyed yourself. Evelyn added, You only wanted what we had. I stood back, my silence a testament to the truth's power, my diary capturing the moment they saw her. I'm free. Burlington's night was warm, my resolve a quiet fire, their betrayal a wound I'd turned into strength, a vow to let the truth reshape their world, a triumph that needed no words from me. The fallout from Lauren's wedding was a quiet storm, my family's perfect facade shattered by the truth of her deceit, leaving me to find peace in the freedom I'd claimed. In my Boston apartment, the summer evening was tranquil, the city's lights shimmering through the window, casting a golden glow over the hardwood, the air soft with the scent of chamomile tea. My phone, once flooded with demands, now buzzed with hesitant messages, the aftermath of that chaotic day settling like dust. My diary, open on my desk, captured the resolution, its pages urging me to embrace the life I'd chosen, to affirm my worth beyond their rejection, a resolve solidified by the memory of Lauren's collapse and Dad's apology. I'm sorry, Charlotte. The revelation in the conference room, driven by Ryan and Evelyn, had turned their world upside down. But it was my silence, my decision to walk away, that affirmed my strength, a victory that required no further effort from me. The aftermath began with messages, each a mix of desperation and denial. Mom texted, her tone pleading Charlotte, Let's have dinner, just us. I can't change the past. Lauren's was frantic. You ruined my life. Charlotte, fix this with Ryan. Dad's was brief. Heavy, I was wrong. Please talk. Not one fully acknowledged the hallway seating, the years of favoritism, the $48,000 I'd paid $2,000 monthly, $7,000 for Lauren's brand, $6,000 for Mom's upgrades, or the pain of being cast aside. Their words were attempts to salvage their image, not to heal the wounds they'd inflicted, as if I were still the dutiful daughter who'd fix their messes. I didn't respond, my heart calm, their messages a reminder of the $48,000 I'd given without thanks, my trust shattered by their dismissal, my diary capturing the moment they want me back. I'm done. Ryan's email arrived days later, a professional note with gratitude. Charlotte, your silence showed me the truth. I've ended it with Lauren. Thank you for your strength. I replied, Ryan, you saw her for who she is. Focus on healing. His decision wasn't my goal, but it confirmed the truth I'd known Lauren's facade couldn't hold under scrutiny, her manipulation exposed by her own words. Lauren texted again, begging, You're his friend now, Charlotte. Tell him to reconsider, I replied. He left because of you, Lauren, not me. Her silence followed, a rare admission of defeat, her desperation a mirror of the family's collapse, their reliance on me exposed as hollow, their world crumbling without my support. Henry and Lila, my father and sister, were my anchors, their calls a lifeline. You're stronger than they know, Henry said, his pride a balm. Lila's fierce support, you don't owe them anything, reinforced my resolve, a contrast to Mom's pleas, Lauren's accusations. I'd been their invisible daughter, paying 48,000 to keep their world afloat, only to be seated in the hallway, my presence deemed an embarrassment. Now, I set boundaries, refusing to be their fixer, my silence a triumph. I journaled, sketching a radiant sun. They rejected me. I'm my own light. I booked a trip to Maine, a dream I'd postponed for family obligations, choosing myself over their demands. Concord's evening was serene, the diary's truth a vow to live authentically, their betrayal a fire I'd turned into freedom, a future where I defined my worth, free from their expectations. I didn't need their apologies, their love, or their validation. I had my art, my resolve, and the knowledge that I'd stood firm, letting truth speak louder than any words.